Hello and good afternoon. I am here today with Brian Dobbs, my co-host, Roger Wakefield with Texas Green Plumbing. We have a special guest today all the way from Houston, Texas, Mr. Randy Rush. He is a candidate for Harris County Sheriff. And so I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves in just a second, but I want to tell you a little bit about what the difference is all about. A show that was created for business professionals to come together each Tuesday at noon and discuss the actions and strategies that can make the difference in their careers, their business-to-business relationships, their industry, and their community, and turn the acceptable into the exceptional. So today, my guest, we're going to talk a little bit. Roger's going to cover a lot of social media. A lot of you guys out there may have seen him. He's everywhere on social media, LinkedIn Live. He's got a YouTube channel with almost 30,000 subscribers. Facebook. He's part of Master Networks. So Roger is all over the place. I don't know how he has time to do any plumbing, but he's quite a bit of different places. And let's start off first, Roger, with you, and you tell everybody who you are that doesn't know, and give us a little bit of your background.
Well, I want you to know, number one, you say, how do I have time for plumbing? I was on a roof 2 hours ago unstopping a sewer. So, and I've got video proof of it. So if you think I'm not plumbing, and I'm going to show you.
All right.
I started Texas Green Plumbing 4 years ago, or actually 5 years ago now here, we're in Richardson. And I started networking and building relationships with real estate agents because who to better introduce me to plumbing customers? And we started learning social media. We got tired of getting ripped off from OPM marketing, other people's money.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of marketing companies, and I wanted to learn social media, so I've jumped into it with both feet, and man, it's been working.
Awesome. I remember a conversation we had not long ago that you said something about being the plumber that turned into the social media guy. That's kind of cool. Brian Dobbs.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
I forgot that your books are over there. I've got a gift for both of you when we're done. Brian is a published author and of Uniquely Called.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Uniquely Called and anything else you want people to know.
Well, I just love being on here with you guys. It's been a lot of fun. Uniquely Called. One of my heartbeats and my passion was to write a book about people's purpose. You know, how do you find your purpose? How do you find your calling? How do you find your unique stamp on life? It's all in that book. It's actually been a blessing, not only for me and my family, but also to many of my clients that I coach and speak to and do seminars. You know, the book has been very handy and getting a lot of great feedback from it. So I encourage you, pick up a copy and find out what you're called to do.
All right. Sounds good. So across from me is Randy Rush. Randy, we met yesterday.
Yes, sir.
By phone, first time face to face. And you are running for sheriff of Harris County.
Yes, I am.
Well, tell everybody watching a little bit about who you are, what your background, your history is, and then let's get into talking about how you're going to make the difference in Harris County once you're elected.
Okay. Like you just introduced me, my name is Randy Rush, and Lyndon, I'd like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to get my message out.
Sure.
I am a conservative Christian, have been all my life, born and raised in Houston, spent the last 40 years as a member of Harris County law enforcement, specifically the sheriff's office. I retired November 1st of this past year. And when I retired, I was in a command position over the weekend, the extended weekend. I was the highest ranking sheriff's officer on duty. There was another captain, but he was administrative. So the nuts and bolts is what I did. Essentially, homicide, suicide, shooting, stabbing, fatality accidents, fatality industrial accidents, anything that was would draw the media, I was required to go to and be the media liaison, and also to cover all five. There's 5 districts in Harris County, and I was responsible for anyone that did not have a senior officer, usually a lieutenant on duty. If there wasn't one, that was one of my districts, so I had to watch everything and move a lot. Very interesting job. There's a number of areas the sheriff's department right now is we're quite lean in. I would say probably the most problematic area that we have is the jail, what we call the detention bureau.
Mm-hmm.
We have right at 10,000 inmates that we can house at one time downtown. The problem is that when we start getting overloaded, especially with those with mental health issues,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have enough room for them, and we don't have enough doctors for them. Incidentally, Harris County Jail is the largest provider of mental health services to these inmates or to anywhere in Texas.
Really?
There's not a Rusk State Mental. I mean, none of them have the room or the facilities we do, and we need more. We have a neuropsych center. I mean, different things that Harris County is involved in. But we still are not able to handle it. And right now, it's even worse because the problem that the sheriff is running into is, well, first let me say there's a 1 to 48 ratio that has been imposed, federally imposed on the Harris County Sheriff's Office because we are the third largest sheriff's office in the nation. Okay, and because we have such a large area that we cover 1,766 square miles, and anybody out of, I think it's 56 different agencies aside from the sheriff's office,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody has to bring their prisoners to us, and we house them. So on a good night, a slow night, we'll have, and by I'm saying night shift, 10 to 6. A slow night, we'll have 250 to 300 people come in. On
Wow.
a busy night, there is no telling what we'll have. I mean, they'll be crowded up, and we just finished what is called JPC, Joint Processing Center, and it's much larger than the old inmate processing center. Now, it's a lot easier because for the deputies and the police officers to go through the system. The system has been set in such a way that they can move almost like a conveyor belt, just point A to point Z in and out, and that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, all it takes is a few mental health problems, a fight, or 10. They happen a lot, especially on weekends, especially on night shift. And you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
And unfortunately, sometimes that means you got to tase prisoners, and that's a bad thing. It's a good thing in that when you tase a prisoner, the chances of an officer or deputy being hurt are lessened dramatically.
Right.
Having said that, though, it's every time a prisoner is tased, there's an internal